Okay, all right. Hello everybody. So we're gonna get started today. We have probably like an hour and a half today that we're gonna go over, hopefully two. But I gotta get ready and go get to the airport today. So I'll pick up Melissa. So again, if you have any questions, if you have anything, make sure to put it in the comments in the live chat, and I'll be reading it from there. Let me share this to some of you so that we can get the party started. Let's see, YouTube Studio. Content live. Yep, there it is. We're live. All right. And get it on here. Let's see. Okay, how do I copy link? Copy link, copy link. Get shareable link. There it is. Okay, let's get us started today's party. This is, I guess, part 3 of Mudita, updating you on my experience. And other phones, part 3. That's crazy. 3 parts onto this whole thing. Choose a community. Dumb phones. Perfect. All right, everyone. Let's see what happens today. And let me post it on the Discord as well. Okay. Boom, right there. Perfect. All right. Again, if there's any questions or anything, just let us know. Okay. All right. So, I decided to get again the Nokia 2254G because there is an update floating around, but apparently it's only for the Asian market. It doesn't seem to be for the American market. So I decided to turn it back on, or essentially get it again from Amazon. And I went into, I believe it is System, then online software update. And whenever I checked, sadly, it said that my phone is up to date. Now, I wanted to talk about this device. Also, I was getting it because I wanted to compare it to the Mudita Pure, right? Since they're both basic phones, they are both one-to-one text message, and then also phone calls, right? They should work. And they only essentially work, even though the Nokia can work on AT&T towers via a mobile virtual network operator, an MVNO. Most of the time, it's only going to work on the most of the time it's only going to work on T-Mobile. So right now I'm making it work on US Mobile. It has VoLTE and it works pretty well. But I just wanted to compare it because of course, I'm going to do my update on the Mudita Pure in a second. There's a couple of things, like for example, they're both on T-Mobile right now, and right here, as you see, the Mudita Pure, so it has a calendar, right? But the calendar doesn't do anything as of right now. But this one does have a calendar. And as you see here, you can input your events. So you can put a new event or something of that nature. So it has that functionality. A lot of people are looking for the Mudita Pure because it has music. Well, this one has the ability to integrate an SD card. And you also have music. Not only that, but you also have a camera where you can, kind of like record videos if that's what you're into. Yes, there are some drawbacks on the Nokia 225. It does have some bloatware with games, things of that nature. You don't have to play them. And it could be a pastime if you're kind of like into that. But they both have a torch. The Mudita one is definitely it's brighter. Let's see. Press it. There it is. So as you see, this one it's a little bit brighter. And of course, in a dark environment, you will be able to appreciate it better. But this one does its job. It's not amazing. This one, you can see the output is way better. There you go. So you have the torch right there. Turn off. Then you have contacts and text messages. The advantage of, again, it's only one-to-one, so you will not kind of have like any of these things, like group text messaging or even picture messaging, you will get a lot of like mistakes and here and there. So you have that. And I guess like a couple of extra advantages that I see here is of course the price, right? Price, size, right? You know, this feels like a very small phone. Comes in a couple different colors, if that's what you're into. And it doesn't drop signal. So this is, I guess I'll start with my update on the Mudita. We have a couple of issues, continued issues, right? So my experience has stabilized, I will say. First of all, the call quality is a little bit better. I would say sometimes it depends on your area. It's very dependent on the area, and again, I think it's because of the antenna. So as you see right now, I have full bars. So if I attempt to make a call, I'm gonna make a call here to my phone over there. It says LTE at the top. And we're good. Honestly, most of the time that fixes most issues with the call quality. It feels better. You can still get some of that interference if you're outside. Hey, buddy, come here. Aw. This is Luca. Let me see, right there. And he is the most cute dog. So the call quality has stabilized itself. I think it's just kind of like getting to know the areas and the bands that are within your area. But one of the biggest issues is, if you see here, the bars, right? Like, you know, they go down progressively in inside buildings. So whenever you first enter a new building, if you will, you will see some fluctuation. And sometimes it goes all the way down to 0. And it doesn't catch on that you're using LTE. So it goes back to 2G or 3G, depending on what area you have. And then the call quality just diminishes by tons. Even with LTE, the call quality is not amazing, but again, it's very decent, very passable. I would say like a 3.754. So it's good. It's not amazing call quality. This one, on the other hand, does have a great call quality, being a very inexpensive phone, right? And there's some compromises that you have to make, of course. But it's kind of like a comparison. One-to-one text messages work. I've been testing it with T-Mobile for the past week. Continue to test. You know, Verizon still doesn't work. AT&T doesn't work. AT&T blocked my number, or my SIM card at the very least. So I cannot use one of my AT&T SIM cards with the Mudita Pure anymore. I think, again, it's because it's a non-authorized IMEI. So, and this is kind of like a luck kind of a thing. Sometimes you will have it and whatnot. Okay. So what else? An update. Music still works. Everything else works well. There hasn't been any kind of like updates. And I mean, I still don't prefer over other implementations over other phones. But I think if the Mudita Pure continues to improve, the Mudita team continues to improve the phone, I think it can become a very good contender. I still don't recommend it as of right now. I would say just hold on to it. Hold on to your money. It's $379. There's some things that still don't work perfectly. So yes, just make sure to think about it deeply. If you only need phone calls, and even at that, you're willing to compromise on some of the phone call quality right now. And on top of that, you also only need one-to-one text messages. You don't need any images, any group text messages, anything else, because you'll get a bunch of blocks. I'll show you. Like this, right here. No, that's where is it? Right, I think it's this one. Yeah, you'll get a bunch of these. So just a bunch of blocks that, kind of just works that way. So let me get to a couple questions. And hello, everybody. So Tim, I say hello from the UK. Hello. Hope you're well over there. So we got some. What's your take on QWERTY phone getting a bulky design in the name of rugged phone? I think you mean the Titan Pocket. So the Titan Pocket is kind of rugged and it's a little bit more of a bulky design. Of course, we will all want a QWERTY keyboard e-ink screen that has a very nice and slim design. But yeah, I mean, it's a dream right now. Not a lot of companies are interested in this space, in this specific space of QWERTY, especially not a lot of companies are interested in dumb phones, let alone a QWERTY keyboard, you know, so it's just going to be very, it's got to be very difficult, you know, so yeah, don't overthink it. Just get what's available right now if you're trying to go into a minimal lifestyle. And then hopefully one day we'll get a company that'll be interested in making a QWERTY keyboard. Yeah, so that's that. So hands-on, no. So I ordered one of the Japanese phones. I know you talk about the Freetel Musashi, one of those that we checked out the other time. So I order a Japanese phone, but it hasn't come. Again, it's probably just going to take a long time. But whenever it shows up, I'll be able to showcase it. Okay, let's see. Tim, you just bought a Punkt MP02, but struggling to get good signal anywhere. Oh, interesting. Again, it's highly depending on your area. Check out your carrier because maybe sometimes they're blocking, you know, some of these things. Nokia 2204G or Nokia 2254G, which one I prefer? Good question. Here, let me pick it up. I'll be back. Be right back. Okay, so this one is the, let me take out the Mudita. So this one is the 220 4G, and this is the 225. So I personally prefer the design and feel of this. This one has this plasticky material. It's very glossy. So the keys, it's got good press. Like if when you press it, when you're like, you know, doing typing, it feels good. But the 220 feels better because it's a little bit more of like the older style rubbery. Like, you know, it's not rubbery, but it's like the coating. It's not glossy. It's matte. The only thing that I dislike about the 220 is, sorry, it's the keypad. It's a little bit kind of like you really don't know where you're clicking, except in the middle, right? But I would prefer this one over the 225. But it really depends on whether you're able to get it in your area, whether it really works in your area. So, for example, here in the United States, the 225 works flawlessly, whereas the 220 has a little bit more struggles because it's not created, or it wasn't created for this market. Let me put it on. Let me put it on a charger because it's important. I need to show you something. All right. Oh yes, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. Now that I talk about chargers, right? So here is the Mudita, right? And you're expecting good battery life because this has a 1600 milliamp hour battery. So I'm expecting good battery life, like decent, long-lasting battery life, 3 to 4 days, hopefully 5 days, right? Because that's what this one provides, right? This small phone, the Nokia 225 4G, provides that, and it only has a, let's see, it has an 1100 milliamp hour battery. So this one's 1150, and the Mudita Pure is 1600. They have about the same size screen. Mudita is a little bit bigger, wider, of course, but that one has e-ink. This one has LCD. So, you know, you're thinking, okay, trade-offs and whatnot is going to make it better. And we all hope that it's better. But however, the battery life has been disappointing, to say the least. This is my second day, second morning, that is. So I unplugged it yesterday at around 8 a.m. And it's 8 a.m. today, and the battery has almost completely depleted. So it's like one full day of battery life, 24 hours. and maybe like a little bit more, right? So it's probably going to last until probably 12. And I think one of the main issues, and this is a feedback, I guess I haven't written it on the forum for Mudita, but one of the things I have to say about it is the screen stays on. As you see, this screen is not sleeping. And I feel like that's, I know that e-ink technically doesn't waste any resources on a static screen, but I don't think that's true with this device. So whatever this static screen happens, like, let's say that you put it on your, let's say that you put this phone on your pocket. Well, at some point in time, you're hitting a couple of the keys or, whatever. So the screen comes on, and it doesn't unlock for whatever reason. But then you have the screen on for a certain period of time. And, I mean, I don't know how many times my phone gets on if you're just, putting it in your pocket or if you're putting it in a purse and you have other objects that are clicking the keys, then it's going to continue to, have that, I guess, reality. I don't know how to call it. Like, it's just going to continue having that reality. And I feel like it depletes the battery. So if there's a way that they can like completely lock the keyboard unless you actually do a certain input, then of course, maybe that will save a little bit more battery. Of course, the main thing is the main issue is the antenna, the reception that causes a lot of battery. It's directly, it's directly related to that. So, these indicators, these like things that are here, the battery indicator. I mean, the screen refreshes every minute. Technically, I actually haven't seen that as much, but like, of course, it's going to refresh right there. So that would create a cycle of refresh, right? Because it's actually showcasing something. So it's not purely just a static image like on the Kindle, right? So I think that's depleting the battery more than it should. So this should be a completely dead screen like this one. I think, of course, there is some convenience to it that the indicator is there, A52, right? Or, you have your battery or whatever. But again, like I don't think it's helping the device because the battery life is atrocious right now. Like it's about 2 days max on a good day. And that's honestly just merely on standby. I'm not even talking like calling people and sending text messages throughout the day. It's just merely just on standby. I'm not using it heavily. I'm using it very lightly because it's essentially a secondary phone to me. And I'm just testing some of the basic things. But if I were to use it as my phone, I'm pretty sure that it will be even worse battery life. And that's something that I can confidently say that I haven't seen with the Light Phone 2. Like I use this device for multiple calls per day, GPS, music, and it lasts me a day for sure. And then probably like a day and a half, 2 days. So yeah, there you go. Simon Castro, I will get to your question on the 220 because I want to showcase a couple things, but I prefer the 220 if it's available in your country and if it works as intended. I wanted to do something here because I feel like, no, that's not what I want. Right here, there is language. I think this is the different languages that it does. It does just a couple of languages, not a lot. But I don't remember. There is input. I think it's here in messages. I'm trying to find if there's like because I don't remember this having whenever you create a text message. Open. Yeah, I don't see. So it's triple click, right? I don't remember if it has the ability to do yeah. I don't think it does. It does have the ability to do that, to do T9. And that was the other thing that I will say, hey, T9 is essential for sure for faster communication. I mean, if you don't prefer it, you can turn it off, but having the option I think is very important. Okay. Let's see. Does the Sunbeam F1 display images and videos via text? Does the Sunbeam F1 Orchid display images and videos sent via text? I believe it does. Let me grab it from my box over there. Right. So I'm recently organizing some of these things. I think it may not have battery. I don't know. We'll see. And I will need a SIM card. I'll put this Verizon SIM card. Thankfully, it works with Verizon. That's one of the things that I love about Sunbeam. Let's see. And I'll send an image via my Google Voice number. Yeah, that should work. No, it has 1%. Okay, give me a second. I will take off the battery, get it together. Then I'll get it tested. But I believe it does. We'll test it today, Isabel. Thank you for asking that. I believe it does. I don't think it should have any issues because it displays all of the regular, your regular your regular group text message as well. That means that it does MMS. This is Android. It should display it fine without many issues. So yeah, I don't foresee it being a problem. But we can test. Again, these are some of the things that I don't necessarily remember off the top of my head. And that is important to continue testing. All right, here. That's how you put it in. There you go. Okay, SIM card is in. We're going to charge the battery for a second. Let's see if the Nokia 220 already charged. That's the other thing with some of these phones. They're charging fast. I think Mudita charges decently, but it's not as fast as I would have expected. Okay. Okay, so this one still doesn't have enough battery. So we'll continue with some questions. I'll just wait until the Sunbeam charges really fast. So that, whenever it showcases about 5 or 6%, that should be enough to showcase whether it has the ability to get some of that. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. See if there's other questions that I can answer without having to figure it out. So let's see. My Punkt shipping got delayed by some amount of 2 days, and I have yet to see any updates. Hopefully, it will arrive on Monday. Not getting the promised 2 to 5 days in any case. I wonder if the worst... the antenna is affecting the battery life. Higher C300. Okay, never heard of that. Okay, let's see. It's probably like higher C300. Okay, it's a flip phone. Where do they sell it? It's on Amazon. Currently unavailable. Yeah. Oh, it's a quad band phone. Okay. Since they're removing the 2G. Yeah, maybe it works for you still, but probably maybe in a different country. So it's cool. It's a nice little flip phone. Seems good. Seems like it does the job, right? Okay. Let's continue with Mudita screen is in static. That's correct. Yep. Mudita Pure is a disappointment. I hope the issues can be fixed in future major software updates. Hopefully. We'll see. Let's see. I'm using a Samsung GTS 5610. That's an older one for sure. That's a good phone. Let's see. Any other questions? Nokia 8000 4G is an interesting dumb phone. Hope it gets updated to a 2022 5G version. I don't know. I don't foresee this year being the year that they're going to release a dumb phone with 5G. I think that's going to probably be reserved until next year. I mean, LTE is not going anywhere. It doesn't really add much to the dumb phone experience because faster speeds don't really affect dumb phones since you don't have like the amazing capabilities of other devices. So, it's kind of like a toss up in there. But Sure, it will be nice to see an updated version, at least with KaiOS 3.1. A couple of this is something that came up on the forum today for the light phone directions. So if you go into the directions tool and you wait for it to locate you, it's going to take forever. In order to prime the location and actually make it faster, what you should do is you should search for a destination, whatever it is. We're going to search here. We're going to go to Starbucks. I usually put this. And then we're going to start. And then once you start, you're going to start in offline mode. Sorry, that was the dog. And then as you start walking or driving or, you know, whatever it is, it's going to switch from offline mode to the Luca. Come here. Relax. Sorry, my dog is trying to cuddle. So whenever you start walking, it will get your location way faster. Hey, come here. Look at this. Come here. There you go. That's all yours. So it's kind of like something that I have experienced in the past. You know, wait for it to wait. Just put the address, whatever address you're doing. Start driving, and since I'm not driving, it's definitely not, you know, locating me as fast, and it's going to take forever if you're just in one place. But once you start moving, once you're outside, you know, things of that nature, it's going to be a breeze. So that's my personal recommendation for those of you who are trying to use the light phone and trying to get directions. So just set it up and then, you know, let it go, and it will work out. Okay, let's go. Sorry, this dog he wants to play. Even though I took him on an hour walk just an hour ago. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to showcase? Luca, come here. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, there you go. That should do it. So yes, there you go. We have some of that. Let's see, what else do I wanted to showcase? Oh yes. Okay, he's knocking at the door now. It's going to be one of those live streams. Don't you love animals? I mean, I love the dog. Okay, here, before he scratches the door. Luca, relax. Okay, let's continue. The modem issues for sharing internet. So one of the features of the Mudita Pure is that you're able to share internet with your device via the USB cable. So if you connect the USB cable right here, you should have access to internet to your computer and 3 different operating systems. So you have Windows, you have Mac OS, and you have Linux. Well, so far, Linux doesn't really, it does work sometimes, but it stops working every 45 minutes. I don't know why, but there's like, I mean, I assume it's a bug, right? But every 45 minutes, I'm connecting it to a Linux machine, it's getting internet, and then boom, it just kind of just drops. So that's the first one. With Mac OS, it's more consistent. I haven't gotten drop it to me, but at some point in time, I think the phone overheats after an extended period of time, and the connection either goes missing for a little bit. So it takes maybe like a minute or two, and I feel like this is what's happening. It's like it's overheating or something in it. Maybe it's overheating, and that's why it's not transferring all of the data. And then on Windows, it doesn't work altogether. So I haven't been able to make it work on Windows. I don't know why. I'm trying to install different drivers and like, different, because apparently they did it through some Android protocol or something like that. So for some recognition, I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to do every of the troubleshooting that I've been able to do, but it's difficult. It's kind of like complicated to see all of these issues. And again, it's going to get better over time, things of that nature. But yes, so there you go. That's kind of like my update on the Mudita Pure after 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks. I think it's 2 full weeks now. Starting the 3rd. I'll be able to keep this unit. So I worked out something with Max. I'll be sending him whenever I get my unit, since I've been testing this so much and I don't want him to get a phone that has been, the SIM card has been poked so many times. I just decided to work something with him, and thankfully he agreed, and I'm really, really excited. So I'm really excited about that, to keep the device, and then I'll be able to give it to the new device. I'll be able to give it to Max. So again, Max, thanks a lot for being gracious. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue with a couple questions. I saw somebody ask, Luciano, you asked where I'm from. ¿De qué país sos? So I'm from Nicaragua. So I was born in Nicaragua and came to the United States about 12 years ago. So yeah, I'm from Nicaragua. So good question in there. Let's continue. Next question. What do you say to the people that believe the best option is to dumb down their smartphones instead of buying dumb phones? Ooh, that's a good question. It's a philosophical question. I think it's possible. A lot of people don't understand that. So the first thing that I say to people like that is, hey, I'm glad you have an opinion. I think it's great that you have this idea, and it could be good for you. I think maybe that's the solution that you need to look for. If dumbing down your smartphone is the best thing for you, go ahead and do it. No problem. But I know that for myself, I needed something like the light phone because I'm the kind of person that is kind of like a power user. I'm a tinkerer. I like to take stuff apart. I like to analyze it to its full. And I've done it even with the light phone, right? Like, where we were able to put Android on this thing, or kind of uncover the Android layer and, use it that way. But there's a couple of arguments, if you will. And I've been listening to this book called Think Again. I actually highly recommend it. Here, let me go into my tabs. Here, let me showcase my screen capture right here. Let's go here. No, not that. I want to show, not that. Screen 1, settings. No. I don't want to showcase any of that. Oh, probably it's just because it's an open. Okay. Here, let's see. Screen capture. Let's go right there. Okay, perfect. This is what I want to showcase. So, book is Think Again. The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. Is it that one? Yes, there you go. Think Again. The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. By Adam Grant. And it's been very good book. I know he wrote Outliers, and I read Outliers, and that was a great book. But I knew this was released a couple of years ago now, I guess, or maybe a year ago. Oh, yes, he does talk about the pandemic in the beginning. So, yeah, 2021. So it was just released last year around February. And I think it's an amazing book. It's worth every penny. So if you want to get either the Kindle version or the hardcover or the paperback, or you want to get the audiobook, I'm listening to the audiobook right now. I think he's doing it very, very well. And I'm enjoying his chapter or his section, because his section is like, how do you invite people to think or rethink their assumptions, right? How would you do that? Well, I think that one of the main things is that you can either antagonize them. So you can either bring and say, no, a dumb phone is better. It's better idea. It's just better than a smartphone because of this or that. So they're going to kind of like dig their heels harder into their position, and they're not going to listen to you. So, and I think that's what's happening. When I hear that, I'm like, oh, a dumbed down smartphone is the better option. And I used to be like, no, it's not. And this is the reason why. The form factor alone is a better, and these are rational arguments, right? Like, the form factor of a dumb phone doesn't invite you to use your phone as much. The different screen, the different speed, you can talk about the battery life, you can talk about all of these different things, right? But then you're just fighting against them. And that's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is just to say, okay, well, that sounds like a good option. I just think that this option is better for me. And I think that that's how I approach it now, where, somebody says a dumbed down smartphone is a better option than a dumb phone. And I'm like, you know what? That may be a good option for a lot of people. And I think that if that's what's going to work for you, to have a better life, a better quality of life, and just, be more understanding with people and have more time with your family and friends and not be completely tethered into your phone. Yeah, dumb it down. Put some passcodes, download an app that blocks other apps, get a different phone, put a custom ROM, right? Like, all of those things I think can be great. Amazing. I mean, like, I think we should encourage that kind of behavior, right? So if somebody is spending, let's say, 50 hours on their phone a week, and they're like, this dumbed down smartphone is now helping me only have 25 hours. Perfect. That's a win. That's amazing. Sure, you're not at maybe the most ideal place. I don't know what the ideal place would be. Maybe an hour. I don't know, 2 hours on your phone. That should be good enough, for all the tasks that you need to do. So bring them together. Accept that their version of reality is important and it's valid, because a lot of people function like that. They're like, oh, I just locked down my phone. But also provide your own experience and say, that sounds like a great option. I think that's amazing, but I'm doing this for me. At the end of the day, I got the light phone for myself. I got the light phone because I wanted to increase my quality of life. And I did that. I'm not doing it for anybody else. So yes, validate their opinion. Say, hey, you know what? That's a good opinion. I think that can work for a lot of people. But for me personally, I think I'm going to try this out, and I want to do it as an experiment. Like a little experiment. When you frame it like that, instead of like, this is going to be my next lifestyle for the rest of my life, you just be like, you know what? I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to get a light phone. I'm going to get a Mudita. I'm going to get a Nokia, and see how it goes. And if it goes well, then I'm going to keep it. And if it goes badly, then I'm going to explore the option that you told me, because experimentation is important. So you're just experimenting things and, writing your feedback or, thinking about it deeply. And then eventually you can make an informed decision instead of just going from like a philosophical, theoretical perspective. It's like, oh, I think this is better, or I think this is better. There's like, let's just test it. Let's just, see what's better. A dumbed down smartphone. Let me try it. Okay, I tried it. I didn't like it. Let me try a light phone. Okay, I tried it. I didn't like it. Okay, let me try a Nokia. Oh, that's the perfect one for me. It has all of the things I need. Or I tried the Nokia. It doesn't work. I tried the light phone. It's the best thing for me. And that's it. Like, you don't have to fight with them. You can just bring them into like a broader perspective and invite them to, as the book says, think again. Like, continue to rethink your assumptions. And I think that, again, excellent book. I recommend it wholeheartedly. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Any news on when the light phone will have an e-reader feature? No, there is no e-reader feature coming. There's discussions, right, about the different tools that are coming. But right now, as far as I know, the developers are focusing on fixing some of the bugs that the light phone has. has a couple here and there, on the music tool, on the podcast tool, most evidently, and the Bluetooth. Those are the three that are like, okay, they're sore points, right, for a lot of people. They're not huge, but, they do happen, and a lot of people get frustrated. So, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and e-reader, I think what they're trying to, and what Joe said before, is not an e-reader feature right away, just because the screen is kind of small, right? But more of like you can load your own kinds of things like QR codes or reading like a short article or whatever, and then you can read it later. So it's not going to have like an active e-reader feature, but if it has any e-reader feature, is going to be essentially allowing you to load something from the dashboard offline. So you're not going to be able to like look for new things. It's like something that you already have, you load it onto the dashboard, and then you're able to read it on the light phone, which I think is a good system, to be honest. Okay. Let's see. And Ryan, now that you mentioned that, here, let me show you some options. I think it's important. So if you want, Luca, come here. Okay, stay there. Just stay there. Hisense, I think it's Q5, right? That's what it is. Okay, this dog is being relentless. No, that's the tablet. Hisense e-ink phone. So there are these. I don't know where you're located, but these are e-ink phones. This one's 5G, the A7. You don't have to get that one. There's A5, I believe. And it works well as an e-reader that has phone capabilities. Definitely is a little bit bigger than your light phone, right? But it does have other capabilities, other features that you can use. This one apparently is like $299. This one's a little older. I believe it's like maybe 2-3 years old. 2019 most likely, because it has Android 9. But yeah, I would look into something like this, the Hisense A5, in order to get your e-reading and phone capability all in one. I think that it's definitely something to consider. And I mean, it's up to you, right? I mean, you can also there's a couple of other products that you can get to replace, of course, a Kindle, right? But the Tencent Pocket 2, it's another one. Here, let's see. Tencent Pocket, it's kind of like it's like an e-reader, like a pocket reader. So it runs Android, and you're able to get some of your e-reading applications. But I believe it has a speaker, and also you have the ability to kind of like create. Here, let me see some. I think the only way for you to get it outside of China is Taobao. Here, maybe it's this one here. I'm not super familiar with all of these sites. Yeah, we may need to. No, I don't need you to read it. I need you to translate it, because I can't read simplified Chinese. Product category, Taobao homepage. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this one's a little different. Let's see, Tencent Pocket 2. Okay, I guess I need to log in and have that. Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you how it works, but I know somebody that got it from there through this multimedia and display devices, maybe. Oh, okay. Well, can't. I guess you need to create an account, and I'm just not gonna do that right now. But you have that. I believe there is also it's a smaller one. There's a couple of like Hisense e-inks phone. There's a smaller one with e-color, like an e-color screen. Let's see. I guess it's the A7. The A7 probably is the one. Color e-ink screen. So you can get those, and they have the ability to e-read. and maybe you can lock them down if you're, not wanting to do the whole like, maybe you don't want to do this whole thing on kind of like the smartphone, right? But maybe you can lock it down since it's Android, remove some of the, kind of like apps and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. So Bryson LaFleur, I love the Light Phone, just got one. Hey, is there a way to upload Audible Books to Light Phone? Yes, and I can show you. Let's see. I think I have it here. So first thing that you will need is, of course, your Audible account. And then you need an app. You have to pay for it. Sorry, it's not free anymore. It used to be free, but it's not free anymore. So you go to Open Audible. Open Audible. I don't remember if it's .com, but there you go. Open Audible. And you go there. Right here, all your audiobooks are now in one place. You can download it, right? I believe you have to purchase it. I think you get maybe like a test or something like that. But it's $18.95, one-time purchase. So it's not a subscription, thankfully. So what happens here is the following. Give me a second. This is asking me to download the latest version, but I'll just show you with the current version. So you go to that first. So you go to Open Audible. You download it. You pay for it. And then, I just need to change the screen. Give me a second. Then you get this, which is the Open. Yeah, I'm going to, sorry, different screen. You have Open Audible now, and this is how it looks. You will log in with your credentials, everything that you need for your, I guess, your program. You log in with Amazon and whatever, and then you see a bunch of the books. So here you have Dan Harris. I listened to that a couple of months ago now. You have, I don't know, I have a bunch of like different books here from Amazon, from Nietzsche, different things. Jordan Peterson, Alex Jennings, or reading Friedrich Nietzsche, right? So narrated by whoever. So Power Moves, Adam Grant. This is an Audible original, apparently. So then you double click it, you go to the file, and then you can like start editing, you can convert it, you can sync it, and get essentially anything you actually want from this. So I have 22 books to download. So again, it's going to download the books. And then after that, you're able to get the MP3s. And after you're able to get the MP3s, you'll have that ability to load it up on your light phone with the, what's called with the music tool. So you go to the dashboard, you load it as an MP3, and then you're good to go. Alternatively, you can also, and this is actually, it's a good topic because a lot of people have questions about this kind of stuff. Alternatively, now we go up, there you go, and then to the right, perfect. Alternatively, what you can do is you can go to patreon.com. And let's say that you want to listen to it as a podcast, essentially, because you're able to have like, kind of like pause and play and different things. But you go to Patreon and you create your own Patreon account. And then you can, here, let me see if I can log in and show you how it works. Give me a second. Got to log in here. You go to patreon.com. Oh, man, this is... Okay, so I'm going to need something else. I'm going to need to verify it on my Gmail. Give me a second. I'm trying to verify it here. Because it's an old account that I don't use anymore. That is not related to anything I do anymore. Even though it's kind of like technically still live, right? So there you go. Perfect. Okay, I can show you. Okay, so then you create your page. So this used to be my page on Patreon. And then essentially you will create a post right here, new post. And in that new post is like an audio post. Then you will upload everything. And there is a way for you to create essentially like your own podcast with it. So you're able to send kind of like the different here, let's see, publish right here, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, so some of these are things that I posted before, but there is a way for you to create your own podcast from here. It's like a private feed, so it's not necessarily like something that you actually do, and it's not real, I guess. Here, I'll close that out because it's not something important anymore. So that's that, right? You're able to create your own podcast, and then you're able to load, whatever MP3s, and then you can load that podcast feed onto the light phone without any issues. So yeah, it works. It works very well, and yeah, it's I think it's it's a good option. So there you go. Okay, so Ryan, have you ever played with a Hisense? You're in New Mexico, USA. No, I have not. I have seen some friends with it, but I never like had one of my own. And I guess I've held one in my hand, but I never bought one. They were a little expensive at the time, and I just didn't want to invest in one. So Bryston, those are the different ways that you can load Audible Books into your light phone. So again, you need Open Audible. That will create and rip all of the stuff that you need, right? So so you will need your account, and it will get the books, and then you'll be able to load it as music instead of the codec, the Audible codec. Is not supported by the light phone or pretty much any other device except Amazon devices. And then, or you can create a podcast and load it there, have a private feed, because it works under the law of private use and fair use, because technically it's a copyrighted book, right? Like, you're not going to publish it as a podcast to the world. But those are the ways that you can do that. Okay, I think the Sunbeam, oh, sorry, buddy, has already enough battery for us to test. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, let's see. What else? More questions. We have just cracked my light phone. Anything I can do, contact the company. They'll work with you to try to fix it, or give you a discounted unit for a refurbished device. So yeah, contact Light. They've been really, really good at that with other people, and you'll be able to get some service into it, or they'll be able to fix it in one way or another. Okay, so now we need to test the switching the carrier. Okay, so yeah, it probably had a T-Mobile SIM card before. Now it has not AT&T, Verizon one, so it's switching the carrier. Yeah, Anthony P. Xiaomi F21 Pro. Can I get it for Xfinity? No, just no. It only works with GSM, so don't order it if you're trying to use it with Xfinity. Okay, let me send an image to this phone. Luckily, I know the phone number without issues. User 2, voice.google.com. Give me a second. Oh, okay. All right. Bunch of like buzzing. Give me a second. All right. This is the tester number. Let's do an image. All right, let's find something. Upload photos, select for computer, right there. Oh, no. Okay, didn't do it. Update again. Select. Send a message. Okay, let's see what happens. So, should get a message. Okay. Oh, okay. So this person wanted to hear the call quality on the Mudita phone. Here, let me give me a second. I'm going to save. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Save contact. Test. Menu. Save contact. Okay, perfect. So, we have it here. Right there. It shows. So no issues whatsoever. The phone shows images, and it probably will show video as well. So who asked that? I think a couple of minutes ago, or maybe about half an hour ago. The Sunbeam F1 up there. Yep. Isabel. So Isabel Como. Yes. So I would say yes, it does support the images, and it does support those things. Let me send this message to this. I guess I'll have a bunch of people texting me. Give me a second. Hey. Give me a second. I'll send you a call. No. Send you a call. I'll send him a call. Send you a text. I'll send you a text soon about the Mudita phone call quality. Perfect. Okay, give me a second. Menu. Send. Also, you have the ability not only to receive, but you can attach media as well. So if you record something, or if you send a text or picture, you're able to show all of these things. Again, the Sunbeam F1 is a great phone. I really, really love it. One of my favorite things is this, actually. You have the ability to do, the voicemail is pretty intuitive. So you have the voicemail right there. But you also have visual voicemail if you activate it with Verizon. So you have the ability to have visual voicemail with Verizon. Okay. More questions. Robert Pepe, best phone for seniors. Okay. Good question. I'm actually going to add a senior thing ability to the Dumbphone Finder, because I know a lot of people use that. But if you go to the Dumbphone Finder, you're gonna see a lot of these things. I'm just gonna kind of like go into what I think would be best. So I think Jethro makes good phones for seniors. It's a 4G LTE device, so it works very well. It's a good option. Jethro is a good option. You also have the Lively Flip. I think it's a good option too. It has screen readout modes, and it's very simple to navigate. It's big enough, for tactability and things of that nature. So Jethro SC490. I'm assuming you're in the United States, so I'm just using United States examples. So Jethro SC490, Lively Flip. Let me see what else. I haven't changed that. Okay, I need to change that. The Sunbeam F1, can it be a maybe it would be. Sunbeam is maybe something to consider. So Sunbeam, a Sonim device could be good. It really depends on the dexterity and how simple you want it to be. But if you want it to be, okay, so Sunbeam is very intuitive, and I'll showcase it here because everything is labeled. So you have all of these things here on the device itself. Here, let me close the window, put it back. So on the device itself, you have all of these things, but everything is very clearly labeled. So you'll be able to use it. And I think it's a good alternative for older people. So for example, like the calendar, you have the options there. You can add a task. Everything is very well designed. So I think that's something that's important. You know, you have the file manager, camera, gallery, sound recorder, music, and everything. Again, everything just gets labeled. All the options get labeled. Everything that you can do. So it's very intuitive to use and has good call quality, very good volume, actually, amazing volume. So that's something to consider. Jethro SC490 and Lively Flip. I think those are probably my best recommendations, or what I've found to be best, for people. So I'm going to alter a couple of the filters on the Dumbphone Finder so people know what my recommendations are. And I'm going to kind of like narrow it down for those things. Okay, perfect. Let's see, what else? The Light Phone didn't upload all my contacts. Do you know why? Well, it depends where you got them from. So if it's from iOS, I would just do a reboot. Just reboot the phone completely and they will load. They should load. Or kind of like do another iCloud sync, and then it's going to kind of like do the contacts again. If it's coming from iCloud, it may have been something with, downloading it from Apple. Sometimes it just takes a while to load all the contacts. Because if you can see them on your dashboard side of things, then it's just that the phone is syncing them and catching up. That's essentially it. And it depends on how many contacts you have. Like, I mean, if you upload 1,000, some of them probably will already be there. Some others probably won't. You can even factory reset the phone. If you see them all on your dashboard, you can factory reset the phone and you will not lose any contacts. Because when you come back from it, like, it will load without issues. So yeah, if you're coming from iOS, probably maybe something in the server, but check that it's on your dashboard. So if you can see all the contacts on your dashboard, then the Light Phone just hasn't caught up with it, and it will eventually. And if you want to make it faster, leave the contacts on your dashboard. Don't try to import them or delete all of them. Just factory reset the phone, and then that should be it. And then you'll be able to get everything in there. Okay. Let's see. Do we have enough battery? Hopefully we do, because I want to showcase a couple of the things on the Nokia 220 4G. Okay. I think that's enough, right? Battery not fully charged. Yeah, well, we don't need it fully charged. Okay. So we're back to the Nokia discussion that we started a couple of minutes ago. So here we have the Nokia. There you go. So size comparison. Yeah, I'll get to it. No problem. So here we have the Nokia 220, and then you have the Nokia 225. So they're pretty much very, very similar. This one's a little bit smaller. I prefer the keys, but when you get to, I don't prefer the navigation pad. This one's better. It's more spaced out. This one, but I prefer the material. This material I prefer to this plastic glossy thing. But when you create a message, you have the ability to do the different modes, and it has T9. So for example, right there, you have T9. On this one, all right, test. These are my tester numbers. Here, let me see if I can. There you go. That's better. Sorry. Wanted to look a little bit clearer because it looked a little fuzzy in there. So here, if I try, it's going to be triple click. So it's going to be more. It depends on your preferences. But the problem is that there is no way to actually change it to T9 mode. And that's frustrating, in my opinion. Now, this one works better on USA bands. This one still works. You can make it work on T-Mobile, but it's not going to work as reliable. This one is dual SIM, This one has a single SIM. There are dual SIM variants of this one, but that's that. It just really depends on how you want to use it. But what I like this one better is just because I feel like the smoothness, even though it's like a very similar operating system, I always feel like this one's a little bit smoother. And the reason why, it's also because, I don't know if you can see, but the time on this device right now is 8:39. And technically my time is 9:39. But this one has a big issue. And it is that the text messages come synced at different times. So if I set up the time correctly to my time zone, the phone still thinks it lives in California. And that's it's not pleasant. Let's put it that way. It's not pleasant at all that the phone thinks it's in California all the time, like, with that time zone from California. So it doesn't matter where you are in the United States, it always defaults to that time. So the text messages come unordered. So if you're willing to live in a different time zone, if you live in California, I don't think you will have any issues. It seems to me, because this issue happened to me on the East Coast and it was 3 hours behind. And now that I'm on mountain time, it's an hour behind. So that's one of the biggest and most frustrating things about this phone. But you're still able to receive and send text messages. It's not the end of the world. It's just changing the time and kind of adjusting to that reality. However, even if you don't change it, you can still just go up and look it up. And I mean, it's a little frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. But this one doesn't have that issue. This one actually works by default. All the text messages are threaded. It doesn't have that bug where, the time is messed up here and there. And yeah, there you go. So I prefer the Nokia 2204G for that reason. It's a little bit smaller. The build materials are a little bit better. It does have, they both have a camera. This one has a flash though. This one has a torch here at the top. But yeah, I prefer the Nokia 220 over the 225 just because of size, form factor, and the operating system seems to be fixed at the very least with that bug and text message. Okay. Let's see. Punkt MP02, sorry. And Mudita. Okay. Here we have it. There you go. Okay, so there it is. It's definitely smaller. And here we go with the slimness, I guess, of course the Punkt has that design where it's kind of like a, it's thicker here, probably because of the antenna most likely. But yes, it's definitely, this one's more uniform and this one is a little bit different, but overall, like, they have about the same thickness in most of the areas. Of course, here, super pronounced, but the way you hold it, it's actually ergonomic. So they thought about that. The back, so the speaker in there, the speakers here at the bottom, right here. And yeah, overall it's definitely, the Mudita is larger, and we did this comparison last time, and the time before. And the light phone, of course, is like even smaller than that, right? Like, you have that. So I'll put another one for reference, the Nokia 225 here. Let me drag it. So Nokia 2204G right there. So it goes in that general direction. And it really depends about what you think on the on your preferences in size, if you want a bigger phone or a smaller phone, things like that. So yeah, there you go, Joshua, for some of the comparisons right there. All right, let us continue. We have, hey, as a content creator, do you think that not having a smartphone is difficult? I want to create content, so I'm wondering if it's a possible solution to not longer having a camera on my phone. Well, it depends on the content that you're trying to create. On YouTube, you really don't need it. I think, a proper camera is better, for recording. I started with a Nikon. D3200 that was gifted to me. That's how I started. You start doing it. If you're trying to be a content creator on YouTube, I'm going to recommend you a video right now. Here, let me put the browser. Did it come back? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So if you go, let's go on YouTube. And there is, of course, Ali Abdal. He is a content creator. And he has this excellent video on how to start a YouTube channel. And he goes into like 3 different areas. Let me mute this tab so it doesn't blow anybody's. So the first one is get going. And that's just the reality of life. Like you have to actually get going in order to kind of like start. So that's like the first level is get going. And once you get going, he makes it very, very nice. He puts like the choices that you have after get going. You have 2 choices. You either break up. So you decide, hey, this YouTube thing is not for me. Or you decide, hey, I'm going to commit to YouTube as a serious relationship. So I guess he drew it there. So you're like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to break up. I'm going to go and have a casual relationship or a serious relationship with YouTube. I'm going to commit to this. But even then, after you commit to that, there's the second level, which is essentially like get good. And you have quantity and quality of videos and, things of that nature. So he goes over that. It's a 30-minute video, but I think it really, 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 really makes you like kind of like have that idea of how it all works. So let me see. He's drawing here still. And I feel like this second choice is where I am personally. You have choice number 2, which is once you get good or good enough that you're adding value to people, then you kind of have to think, is this a hobby or is it a business? And for me personally, the channel is more of a hobby than a business. Of course, there's like somewhere in the middle, right? That's, I think, where I am. It's a little bit of a business, but to me, it's more of a hobby. I just enjoy hanging out with people on live streams, like, and things of that nature, or creating, simple videos that showcase what the phones look like. And answering questions. So it's more of a hobby for me than a business. I'm not like, looking out for the latest, what's it called? Like, I'm not looking out for the latest and greatest sponsorship. Like, if somebody wants to sponsor the channel, I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it and see what we can do. But I'm not like, sponsor, right? Like get money. I'm like, no, I have a job. I do my job. And then I treat this as a hobby. I do it, publish either a live stream or a review once a week. And that's about it. So it really depends on what you want when it comes to your content, what your content you want to do. If it's YouTube, then I highly recommend that video. If it's Instagram or something picture based, well, it really depends on what kind of niche. Again, is this going to be a hobby? Is this going to be a business? How are you going to approach this? But the first thing is just start it. If you want to create content, you have to start it. You have to see if it's going to stick with people, if it's something that's interesting to people, if it's something that's going to be supported. And yeah, again, yeah, that's some of my thoughts. So, and contact me, I mean, I'm pretty reachable. You guys can reach out to me on different platforms, Reddit, Discord, email. I'll answer eventually, I have stuff to do, but just contact me. Let's have a conversation. I mean, I've talked to people on Zoom. I've talked to people over the phone, and like, yeah, just reach out, and like, I'm pretty, people can reach out to me and I will answer. It might take me a week or a couple days. Sometimes it's like, oh, I do have time right now. So yeah, let's try to talk right now. But yeah, I don't find it impossible. I don't depend on a smartphone or smart devices for my content. I just, decide, hey, I'm going to create it, I'm going to have it, and I'll publish it. And then, of course, if it's YouTube, you have to learn how to edit and the thumbnails and the SEO and, all the good stuff. But I think that comes with practice. Absolutely. After doing this for 2 years now, I think I started really seriously in the beginning of the lockdown. After 2 years, I can say it's just practice. The more you practice, the better you get. So that's that. Okay. Next question. What do you do when you travel or need Uber? Sometimes, now I have, here, I'll bring it. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get water too. Okay, perfect. So, this is what I do nowadays. I think it works for me. It's been working for the past month, or 3 weeks. I don't know. But I decided that it is in my best interest to, have some sort of connection to the smart world, if you will. I personally don't think a smartphone is the solution. So I decided to do the next best thing, which is an iPad mini. So you have the iPad mini. It has all the smart things you need. So I carry it with me. And sometimes I need to reply for work, an email or something like that. But I can only do it on Wi-Fi. So I'm restricted to Wi-Fi only locations. Like, for example, I don't know, a coffee shop or a public mall, something like that. So I'm able to use it there. I'm not able to use it on the go all the time, right? So it works for me. And what I do is, or if I'm on the go and I really need something, I grab my light phone. I go to settings, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Oh, click the wrong one. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And I just activate the personal hotspot. And that's good enough for me. And then I, whatever smart app you said, Uber, well, there it is. Got Lyft on the iPad. It works flawlessly, and I don't have any issues. It really works. It has everything I need. Smart, but it's not constantly pinging me because, and this is how I manage a lot of the things for the YouTube channel too. Responses or things like that. Go to a coffee shop, sit down, people watch, respond to emails, respond to Discord messages, respond to Reddit messages. And yeah, I mean, that works for me. It's been working for the past 3 weeks, better than any other setup. So I used to have like 2 phones, essentially. I used to have like, and that secondary phone has switched into so many things. It's switched into from an iPhone in the beginning to Android that I modified in order to have it only for my needs, to oh man, so many different things, right? Like, Punkt MP02, Sunbeam F1, and everything always had like that one thing that was like, man, this is not great. I'm not able to use this, or I'm not able to have that. So there was always something, that was an issue. And then eventually I was like, okay, let me try the iPad. So I got the iPad mini, and it's been great. I love it. It has everything you need and nothing you don't. So you're able to get most of the apps. I think the only app that I'm not able to get, which is kind of like a bummer, is WhatsApp. There's no WhatsApp for iPad. So I I mean, it's not that huge of a deal. I still just check it in my desktop, and that's fine. But if it had WhatsApp, it would be very helpful, because then I wouldn't have to like, I will have the communication. Sometimes it's important. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's continue. Is there WhatsApp on KaiOS? Yes and no. So if you have the... Ooh, that was not good. No bueno. That's water. Thankfully, it was not bad. So here's 2 KaiOS devices. By the way, I checked the TCL Flip Pro, and it doesn't have the update that Nokia 2760 has. So still no automatic group text messages. So I recommend the 2760 if you want group text messages on KaiOS without the need of a workaround. All right. Sorry, guys. So here we have the Nokia 2720. And this one does have KaiOS. But this one is the TCL Flip Pro. This is a KaiOS 3.0 device. So anything that has KaiOS 3.0 does not have the ability to get WhatsApp. So if you want to have WhatsApp, if it's a must for you, then make sure that you get a KaiOS 2.5 device, KaiOS 2.5.4 or 0.5.2, because you will not have access to you will not have access to anything in regards to the to WhatsApp. So yes, it does have WhatsApp on KaiOS 2.5.4 version. No, it does not have WhatsApp on KaiOS 3.0. And well, KaiOS 3.0 is faster, better, way better than KaiOS 2.5. So it's your personal decision. Okay, let's continue. More questions. Titan Pocket. I saw somebody mention the Titan Pocket. Yeah, I have it here. If you want to see something in specific, just let me know. Okay. Hey, bro, what about the Energizer E241S? So I've been trying to get that phone for a couple months now, and I haven't been able to find a reliable source to get it. I think it's a KaiOS device. It won't change much of my review. Pretty much all KaiOS devices are the same, but I believe that one has a massive battery, so that may be like a nice thing. But if it's a KaiOS 2.5 device, just watch any of my KaiOS 2.5 reviews, like the Nokia 8110, Nokia 2720. I mean, the 2720 is actually way better, and it's pretty good. But again, it's not going to change much of that. But, you know, just I'm going to continue to try to getting these devices that are overseas and see if I can review them. Okay. Question about the Shock phone, the Shock Classic, if you have time. How do you close apps that are running in the background? You press the red key. So like I don't have any red keys here. Maybe this one does. Yeah. So assume this is a Shock Classic. You're on Spotify. You will press this. And sometimes some apps require the double standard, like what's it called? Like if you go back twice, so you can either press the back key twice, or you can press this. You can also pause it, like pause the song or whatever. You do that, and then you exit, and then you're good to go. It will kill it from the background. You can also install an alternative application that kills stuff from the background, and use the apps for flip mouse key in order to kill it. So those are a couple of ways that you can do it. All right. Hey, man, love your content. Appreciate all the work you do. Dumbphone Finder is great. I'm in Canada using a 3310 3G. Yeah, that's amazing. The 3310 is really good. I wish 3G wasn't going away, but it is. So anything else similar to the 3310 3G, but in a 4G version? Is that what you're saying? Probably the Nokia 220 4G or the Nokia 110 4G. Those are kind of like your equivalents to the 3310. and that's probably your best option. So yeah, the real guilds, um, that's your best best option. Okay, Shock Classic is sold out. Yes, it is. It's still sold out, most likely. Um, Here, let me mention them again. They're partnering with our Dumbphone subreddit, by the way. This company I'm going to showcase right now. So this is, I'll show you, safephone.org. So this company, safephone.org, creates safe phones that you can shop different phones. That they have both options, like the smartphones and the basic phones. So if you go for the basic phones, they remove essentially everything you don't want, like a browser or something like that. They're a little bit more expensive because, of course, like, you know, they're modifying it and they're charging you a premium, but they have a code from us, from the Dumbphone team. So they partner with us. So if you use the code Dumbphone15, you get $15 off. You can even get a Sunbeam F1 for $15 less than your regular. This is the Orchid version, I believe. And this one, they didn't modify. They're just selling it essentially as is. But you get $15 off essentially from the regular price instead of going to Sunbeam Wireless. So if you buy it from Sunbeam Wireless, then you will see that is a little bit more. It's $195, right? But no discounts. But if you go here and you're trying to get a Sunbeam Orchid, you get it for $15 less. So, you know, I think it's a good option if you're looking for a specific phone. And they do smartphones too that they take away. You know how we were talking about dumbed down smartphones? Well, they also do that. So essentially, you'll be able to use something along the lines of like a Samsung, you know, any of these things here. They're a little bit more expensive, and you also get $15 off if you put the code. But these are modified in such a way that you will get only like certain applications. Like, for example, right here, basic. Here are the bundles they have. I'm going to showcase. So I'll find the right bundle for you. So basic is like, you know, phone, contacts, messages, calendar, gallery, camera, calculator, clock, music, files, email, Gmail, Duo, and that's it. You know, literally, that's all you have. Then you have Plus, adds Lyft, Uber, Juno, Park. I mean, you can remove some of these. You don't have to have all of these, but like, you know, Robinhood, Discover, bank apps, you know, something like that. And you can talk to them to kind of have that specificity that you want. Then you have Jewish. Of course, this is like, you know, if you're Jewish plus, right? Like, you know, you have the plus all the Jewish stuff. Then you have school bundles, another school bundle in Texas, right? Then you have group bundles from a church, apparently. But again, I mean, you know, you have some of these things that's just kind of like, this is what I want on my phone. And you can also add a custom app, you know, and they will update it for you. You can have a parental lock, and things like that. But yeah, you can add custom apps, $10. It's a little expensive, but you know, you can create a bundle. I'm actually creating a bundle myself for some of these things. Then like, so I'm trying to get the Dumbphone bundle, if you will, right? So I'm going to create a survey soon on like what apps should this quote unquote smartphone have, right? You know, what to take out, what to leave in. And I think I have an idea of what it is that most people want, right? Like, you know, with feedback and things that I have gotten over time. I think those are some of the ones. I think what we're going to do is Spotify, because that's the one that most people request. Then you have Uber, Lyft, you know, something along those lines. And then, so Uber, Lyft, Spotify, and banking apps. That's another thing that a lot of people have difficulty leaving. Maps. And there was one more thing that a lot of people are like, yeah, I would like this on my device and only this. It's nothing super smart, but I don't remember what the app is right now. It has to do with like kind of like calendar productivity integration, stocks. That's another thing that people want, or a lot of people that, Audible. That's what it is. Audible. There's like Audible. So I'm gonna create like a Dumbphone bundle with feedback from you guys. So look out for the survey out soonish. Like, maybe in like a couple days, I'll release it on Reddit and kind of be like, okay, hey, let's create this Dumbphone bundle that is what people want. Like what do you want the most, and the best options will make it to this Dumbphone bundle, and they will start selling it on this store, which is great. I mean, if you really think about it, hey, like we're talking about dumbing down smartphones and having certain apps only. Well, this company is listening, and they want to partner with the subreddit, and they want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to have exactly what they want. And of course, you can add apps at $10, but we're trying to minimize some of the it's already pretty expensive for the smartphone version. So yeah, there you go. Let me drink some water. And if there's no more questions, we'll be closing out the stream in a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Has Samsung stopped making button phones? I believe so. I haven't seen any new releases from Samsung. Yeah. I don't think that they're doing anything. Let's see. I find people make excuses for not using a dumb phone instead of forcing change. A lot of people don't like change. They rather just create an excuse for it. The world didn't end when you switched. Yeah. Like I said, like I was telling you earlier on the book, the what's it called? Think Again, the book from Adam Grant that I've been listening to. It's a great book, and it showcases that, hey, there's a lot of friction and change, and the best way to win people over is to be agreeable. Show some agreement and show some evidence, and then let them make the decision. And I think that's just the best way. I think for anything, if you're trying to convince somebody out of their mistakes or what you see their mistakes are, listen to them, be agreeable, tell them, hey, that's a good point. That's a great point of view. And this is an alternative point of view. This is some evidence to back it up, and, just make up your mind. But I still respect you for whatever point of view you have. And I think that people are more willing to have that agreement and change when they feel like they learn something and they're emotionally connected with others. So that's that. Okay. Let's see. Am I missing anything that I wanted to update you guys on? Yeah, check the book out. Check. I know you said that's the real. I know you. It's a good point, like that you have. Like a lot of people make excuses, but how do you win people, right? that's very important. But the book is really good. It's amazing. It showcases a lot of good examples, even from the tech industry. I've been enjoying it a lot, listening to it. It's been a joy. And the narration is good. I think he's a good narrator. So, yeah. Sergio Fuentes. I'm thinking of getting a light phone in Mexico. Do you think it's a good option? Have you heard any experiences over here, or where can one get it? So they don't ship to Mexico right now, but the phone is compatible with Telcel. So, and that is only in a couple of regions. So I have friends that have traveled to Mexico with a light phone, and they've been to the federal district, so Mexico DF, el DF, Mexico DF, district, federal district, is that? Anyways, Mexico City, capital, right? They've been to Monterrey, And they have been to, I think it's Leon. It's like it's in the north. So it's like in the northern area. And it works with Telcel in there. So if you have Telcel and you want to take a chance, I don't know which area you live in. So I have friends that went to Mexico and the light phone worked with Telcel in there. While they were there, they bought a SIM card, they put it in, and they didn't have any issues. But we don't have enough data to substantiate that claim, because it worked for them for like a week and a half because they were in a vacation, but I don't know if it worked. So there you go, Sergio. If your English is not that great, I don't know. I'm not judging, like I don't know how much English you know, but I'll answer in Spanish and just for reference, I guess. El light phone funciona en México. En la parte norte, tuve algunos amigos que fueron a México por una semana y media y usaron Telcel, así que funciona con Telcel. Pero, como digo, fue una semana y media y no se sabe si va a ser completamente o sea, si va a funcionar por meses o años. No tengo ninguna referencia así, pero por lo que estuvieron como una semana y media, agarraron Telcel y pues pudieron usarlo ahí, ¿no? Así que pues si lo puedes conseguir de los Estados Unidos, algún familiar o alguna persona que te lo pueda enviar, algún amigo, o tal vez vienes de vacaciones y lo compras y lo envías al hotel, te lo puedes llevar y puedes probar y nos dejas saber para pues en realidad tener una idea de que si funciona o no funciona. Lo que sería mejor es que busques tu proveedor y qué proveedor te da la red, porque usan distintas formas, ¿no? Por ejemplo, si usa la banda 4 o la banda 2, qué tipo de Spectrum es el que usa, el espectro es lo que usa, ¿no? Así que es una idea ahí y pues perfecto. All right, guys. That was a lot of Spanish. I hope you caught some of that right there. Um, yeah. I don't know. My wife texted me. I'll see you at 11:40. Perfect. I bring my blue over. So you're going to the park. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta go in like half an hour. Head to the airport. Okay, so yeah, there you go, Sergio. That's my answer, both in English and Spanish. And for anyone else that's thinking of traveling, the light phone is compatible with certain carriers in certain areas. It's going to work minimally, and in Europe, it's going to work minimally if you have a North American version. But if you have a European version, it will work better. Back and forth. So you have those things. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. Okay, next question. What's your favorite Candybar phone? Okay, so that's a loaded question because I have two phones. I mean, functionality-wise, I think, and price-wise, I think the Nokias are hard to beat. So for me, they're hard to beat in the Candybar segment. But if money is no object, I love the Punkt MP02. It's been a reliable device for me, at least. I know some people have issues with it, have had issues with it, but I love the form factor of the device. Like, it's, Candybar, but it's very well designed. It feels good in the hand, has good compatibility. Phone calls sound great. Text messages one-to-one work very well. No group text yet. Hopefully that will come later. It has Signal. My Signal app has worked well. I never had any issues. I know some people that have, but it really depends on how you like to use the device. But it works with Signal. You can create group text messages with Signal without issues. So I like that. But the Punkt MP02 is probably my favorite Candybar phone. I would say that the Mudita is definitely, as it improves, it may become a favorite phone. But not right now. It has a lot of room to grow, a lot of things to fix. But for now, is not where it needs to be. Punkt gets me battery life 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. So three to 4 days, I will say. At least two for sure. For sure, two. Solid 2 days. Like solid 48 hours. And maybe you'll have to charge it on the third day. I've never had issues with the battery life on the Punkt. And it has tethering. It has some of those extra features that a lot of the Nokias don't have. So again, I personally enjoy my Punkt MP02. Punkt MP02 will be better if it had group MMS. Absolutely. If they are able to figure it out how to, because it's possible. Again, it's using an Android layer, but if they're able to use group MMS for the Punkt MP02, yeah, it'll be great. Any white or pink dumb phones? Tally. Okay, sure. Here, this is the Mudita Pure. If you're willing to live with the issues that it has, watch my review in order to know what those issues are. It's white, so it works. Pink. That's a good question. I don't think there's any pink dumb phones except the Japanese ones from Samsung, right? There's a Samsung folder that is that it has to work. Yeah, there you go. So Mudita, it's a little expensive, of course, but it's white. If you're looking for something like that specific, it's like I care more about the phone. I mean, I care more about the color of the phone than the functionality of the phone. Then yeah, get the Mudita. It's white and it works. Pink, I think Galaxy folder. Here, let me take a look. Maybe I'll be able to find it. Galaxy folder. I think there's a pink version. Yes, there it is. Look at that. It's in South Korea. This is the black version, but I don't think there's gonna be a pink version. How much is this? $4.99. Lord have mercy. Yeah, well, it's an expensive phone for sure. But yeah, here it is. Galaxy folder. There's a pink version. If you're looking for the color of the phone, again, doesn't matter the functionality, then I think that's a good option. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Blasphemous Bex. How well can you get APKs running on the AGM M7? I have to use an app to clock into work, so I can't use my Nokia 6300 anymore. The AGM M7 is great with APKs. I will point you to, give me a second. I'm going to go back to the browser. Let's go to Reddit. I think he replied the other day. Somebody was looking for a Verizon phone. Yeah, right here. User Eitokao. This user right here has the most comprehensive tests on AGM M7. And yeah, so give me a second. He fixed notifications there. If you go into his profile, there is a way. Well, number one, you can install APKs without any issues. Like, it's just not, it's no problem. But right here, he does have a post on the predictive text. He does have a post on like putting full-blown Google apps if you're into that, if you need like Google compatibility. So he has like all of the AGM M7 knowledge and functionality and how to do things. It's like essentially, like how to get Google Play working on your AGM M7. And I mean, he's got tons and tons and tons and tons of posts. Predictive text. There's a AGM. This was like Google services. I have done it 2 months ago. The Play Store works. You have a couple of things. You can create it. So he would be your reference. He's pretty reachable. So user a tocao right there. Just send him a chat if you're trying to get more information and kind of like a test of. I don't have the device with me anymore, so I would not be able to test whether you're at work for, whether your work app actually, works. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it's a great device. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a great, great device because it has the best of both worlds. Anthony P, AGM M7. No way to use it with Verizon? Absolutely not. Doesn't have the bands. It's not compatible, not approved. It's impossible to use it with Verizon unless you change the antenna, which that will be, other things. But the AGM M7, I think is one of the greatest phones, and for hybrid models, right? Like, if you need a hybrid, I think it's excellent. So that's that. Okay, I think we'll do 10 more minutes, guys. Well, 15. We'll finish in 2 hours, I guess. We're kind of getting used to that 2-hour lifestyle. We'll do 2 hours, so 15 more minutes. If you guys have any questions or anything, gotta get started, ready, do a couple extra things here in the house, and then go to the airport and go on with the rest of my day. By the way, I may be inactive for a month or so in April or May due to me moving again. So I'll be moving, not out of the state, just moving from, we are hopefully everything goes well, and we are able to get a home and move into that home. And yeah, it's exciting, coming from a rental. Well, I was at my house over there in Georgia, and now going to a different place now. So it's exciting. It's super, super exciting to me that have the ability to have now a home, and yeah, so it works. So I'll be maybe a little inactive the next couple of weeks, just due to moving again, and that takes a lot. Liam, have you ever used a Galaxy Z Flip? No, I have not. I've heard they're great, but they're kind of like discontinued. In this next final minutes, I'll showcase what I'm reviewing right now. Max West Neo Flip 4G LTE, something like that. Nothing super special. This is I think it maybe doesn't have battery. Okay, well, I guess I won't be showcasing it. I'll charge it because I need to. So I've been testing that phone for the last 3-4 days. Maybe I just let it drain the battery, and so we'll see what happens with that. And it's a ThreadX device. It works. It makes calls, receives text messages, has the ability to create group MMS as well, group text messages, receive pictures, small pictures, big pictures don't really display. So yeah. Congrats. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. I'm excited. Yeah, finally a place. And if you know anything about the American housing market right now, it's crazy. And we were, thankfully, we were able to use, and secure a place. It's not a big home, but it's a home nonetheless. Yeah. So any extra questions, please let me know. I'll be waiting maybe by the end of the stream. That thing works. Let's see. We can play some Snake, right? Why not? Playing some Snake. Here, let me take all the sounds off. Let's go. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. It's been a good live stream today, like slow, getting to some questions and things like that. Hey, Anthony, thanks a lot. Appreciate the donation. Always appreciate it. Anything. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for appreciating the work. And I'm creating, again, new things, easier things, so that hopefully we'll be able to get a very good dumb phone in the future. I'm hoping that there's a company that continues to listen. There's some companies that are listening already, but it just takes time. It takes time, and I think maybe by next year we'll have a company that's like, hey, this is a good market and people need these kind of devices. This is so hard because I'm looking at the screen through my screen, right? Like, so whatever you guys are seeing, and I don't know if it's delayed. Like, I don't think it's delayed. I think my camera feed is pretty accurate to me. Of course, I know there's a delay to YouTube from you guys, but I'm doing pretty good for having to look at the screen on top, and like there's a reflex I feel right now that there's like I don't want to, what's it called, like I want to look at the phone itself. Okay. Ooh, no. Okay. For it. Yeah, there's no delay in my end. Okay, let's go. Oh, darn it. Okay. And there you go. Oh, this is so dangerous because if I go through anything, like it's over, literally over. Oh, no! Ah, there you go. 70. All right, 70. I was like, get to 100, get to 100. I think it's possible, right? New game? All right, let's do it. 100. Maybe? No, I don't. I guess I'll jinx it now at this point. Like, try to get to 100. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so thanks guys for being here today. Appreciate the support. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to me, Reddit, email, Discord. Put out my phone number, one of my tester phone numbers the other day. So if you wanted to use that, yeah. My dad said that the light phone is too expensive. Well, it is a little bit expensive, but maybe ask him if he wants to buy if instead of buying a light phone, he would prefer buying an iPhone, which is about the same price for the iPhone SE, or, even more expensive if you take into account like a big, massive iPhone, I don't know, whatever name they have nowadays, the 13 going into the 14. So it's kind of like, hey, do you want to buy me an iPhone, a super expensive phone, or you want to buy, the light phone is an investment. It's essentially thinking about it like this phone is going to last me for a long time and it's going to have basic features and I'm going to have it like that way. That's at least how I did it, Okay, 57. We're pretty good. We're pretty good. Yeah, 70 was the previous. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, 72. We beat our last score, and I didn't get I missed one of the red ones. Okay. Darn it. I was getting too ambitious. Oh, too ambitious. Okay, 100. Come on. It's doable. It's possible. Let's go. No? Okay, so maybe I shouldn't try to do those quick movements. Yeah. There you go. That's a quick movement. Let me get the red one. The red one gives me points. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're unable to get a light phone right now, but hey, maybe if you save enough, eventually you'll be able to get it. I still remember. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I still remember when I first got my phone. My parents made me work for it, and it was a tough experience to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, it's a rewarding experience when you're able to buy something with your own money. But yeah, save for it. You know, like, I mean, it's worth it. I mean, I've enjoyed my light phone. Okay, there's more reds this time around than more of those red ones that give me a lot of points than the fruits that I need to pick up. Maybe it's because of the speed that I'm picking them up at. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, now. Let's go mid here. And oh, nice. Oh, 78. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Patience. Go slow. Okay. There you go. Okay. Oh. This, honestly, is... I mean, I miss the old graphics. I really wish they will be able to make it with the old graphics. Like, I think it will be... Oh, okay. Can we get that? Can we get that? Yes, 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 yes. 87. Okay. Come on. Come on, come on. 13 more. 13 more. You know, the difficult part of this is that I'm not looking at the phone itself. I mean, if I was looking at the phone itself, I think it would be way easier. But I'm not. Okay. Oh, there you go. Is that it? Yes, let's go. Woo! I can close the stream and be happy. I got to 100. Oh. Oh, that was so stressful. Third try, like third time's the charm, right? Oh, man. Oh, that was so stressful. Let's see how long we can... I mean, I cannot get to 200, that's for sure. Unless those red things are worth more progressively, which I'm unsure. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Whew. Okay. Maybe right here. 109. Oh, that was so close. Playing with fire out here. Oh, come on. See, this is an amazing pastime. Like, I mean, I remember when I used to play this, of course, not these amazing graphics right here. Just the little... Oh, okay. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let go. There it is. 127, 128. Okay, that was it. Game over. Okay. Whew. That was a lot. I'll see how far I can get as I continue like retesting the Nokia 2520. No, 2254G. That's what it is. But it's fun. It's fun, guys. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. Yeah, and yeah. So it's exciting. Jose, thank you for your work. You always reply very friendly when I once asked about a beautiful red hoodie you were wearing. I think it was orange. I think you're thinking about orange hoodie. I love that thing. I haven't used it in the last week or so. I've been getting some new hoodies. I like hoodies. It's kind of like my thing. Like to sleep and to wear. They're comfortable, and they're warm whenever you go outside. But I've been getting some new ones. I got one from Seek Discomfort. I think that's the name of the brand, I think. Here, let me see. Seek Discomfort. Yeah, that is actually the name of the brand. Here, let me show you guys. Here, last couple things. Nothing. So Seek Discomfort, they make really nice hoodies. They're a little I got them on a sale, so wait for the sale because they're a little they're a little pricey. 55 is a lot for a hoodie, but Seek Discomfort. They had also a different collection. They have other things, right? Sweatpants, like stuff like that, but they're pretty comfortable, really nice. I got this one for me, one for my wife. Even though hers is a little bit more bigger than we thought. So, but it fits her well. I think I got this blue one. No, one of these colors. I don't remember. But I got one of those, and then another kind of like, it was at the same time they were running a sale and getting like a limited collection from another YouTuber that I know, and that was like, oh, let me support. But it was really good. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. It's been good. I'll showcase the Max West Neo Flip on its own with a review, and then I'll probably have it still. It's very similar to Plum Flipper 4G. So if you just change the name to the Max West, that should be good. But I'll be doing a giveaway of that one because the company was like, hey, we'll give you a free phone to give away. And I was like, sounds good. I always buy my phones, and I have 2 units, so I'll be giving both of them away, the one that I bought and the one that they sent me to give away. So yeah, exciting times. See you next time, and